Filberto was driving home around 11:30 p.m. Just as he parked his car in the garage, he heard a very strange scream from somewhere in the surrounding countryside. The initial investigation was led by the Italian National Council of Universities and included several inspections, interviews with Filberto and his family. At the end of the investigation, they had a detailed report on the case, but they did not come to a firm conclusion. Other investigators approached Filberto and received similar statements to what he gave the National Council of Universities. Some investigators said they were convinced of the sincerity of the witness describing his encounter. Filberto said, "I first thought it was a small cat complaining, trapped in a plastic bag. It was the evening of May 9th in 1993. As usual, I got out of my car and I was closing the garage just nearby when I heard the cry. Different from those typical of usual animals, I was also thinking that it may be a drunk coming down from the same road making noises. Then I saw a creature. It seemed to me that the strange complaint came from it. Smiling as I thought I had found an abandoned cat wrapped in a plastic bag, I stretched a hand out to touch it, but on reflection I stopped because it occurred to me that it might scratch me. So I limited myself and gave the bag a little kick to see if it would come out on itself. I was terrified because the old plastic bag jumped up, showing that it had a head, arms, and legs. It raised from the ground and ran. It was quite fast. It had wrapped legs and it carried something that it tripped on. It looked like a bag that it had on its back. It was not skin. I only saw the skin of its head and from its small arms, which it did not use and did not move. After the first encounter, Filberto developed an unexplainable blackening of the skin on the leg he used to kick the creature, which faded after 3 days. Filberto thought he was just confused. Though still frightened by the encounter, he reopened the garage, got into his car to listen to the radio to calm down and think. I thought to myself that maybe what I saw wasn't there, that I was tired, that it must be some kind of animal. At home, however, his mother noticed that something was wrong as he was very pale. She managed to get her son to talk about what had happened. With his father, he went back to the site of the encounter to see if they could find any remnants of the animal. On the wall behind which the creature disappeared, the father found medical gauze covered in fluid, but he did not take it home because it was disgusting, but left it outside under an old washing machine, intending to send it for analysis. That night, he heard the cry again, down the road, but this time he did not see anything. He explained to himself that it was nothing and it was impossible. Filberto said, "My father was there so that I could show him, and I have said to him, I have heard it, but I do not know where it is. And he told me to go up to my room because from there we could see better. We stayed up there for roughly an hour. Then my father was tired and went back to bed again. Just at that moment, the thing reappeared. I called my father, and so he has been able to see it too. For a moment, while it went away under that arch in a blink of an eye, and my father looked at me. If he wanted to say, you were so not joking. Anyway, he told me to go back to bed because it was late, 3 in the morning. The next morning, Filberto's sister went to check on the gauze, but it was gone. It must have been a dog that smelled the fluid on the gauze," says Filberto. "When I decided to borrow my brother-in-law's camera, I put it right on the nightstand for a week. I was waiting there thinking that maybe the creature will come again, and I will be able to get a photo of it. 15 days passed and nothing happened. So Filberto decided to forget everything. Then when one night, it was approximately 2 in the morning, and I heard this strange scream again. I sat up, took the camera, and opened the door. While I felt that something was walking, I sat up, took the camera, and opened the door. While I felt that something was walking in the yard, I saw it arrive. I took the first photo, which the Polaroid ejected. I got ready to take another photo. In the light of the flash, it had stopped, as if it had noticed the light. Maybe, but it must have been deaf, because I had made some noise when I opened the door, and it continued to come in my direction. It had stopped and turned around only when I took the photo. I have thought, I will take a photo and run after it. This is a unique opportunity. And what I did, I went towards it, advancing a few meters. I photographed it again, and then I ran off screaming. I had photographed it without watching where I went, so I ended up against a wall. My father woke up and asked me what had happened. The photos developed under the eyes of my relatives. On the first one, only a dark shadow was visible, but on the second, the head and the hanging arms